back to A Lady in a Gent.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Phil.
Listen, it's just been too much, however you want to say it, going on, okay?
Much too much.
We told you in the last video, we dropped some hints about what's going on in this video. Whew.
Yeah, last video was the appetizer. Now we're about to bring the full meal.
The full meal?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was a snack, now I'm a meal.
Your meal. It's the yeast roast. No.
Listen, I'm gonna need y'all to stop white people. I'm sorry. We love y'all.
You just drove the steak right in. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Listen. Piers, Sharon, professor at Georgetown, adjunct, former professor. We're tired of talking about it as black people. Like, we're tired. We're like, we're not even out of Black History Month. And y'all doing too much. Too much.
Much too much.
Listen, we want to applaud Alex B, the weatherman at Good Morning Britain. Round of applause.
Brother.
Cheryl Underwood, we want to give you a round of applause. Because the level of patience y'all showed, I could never.
I would have lost my job 20 times over.
Lies, I could have, but I'd have been giving all kind of faces because we know, right? As a people, we just cannot come out and feel like we can just attack, because it'll feel like we're attacking you when we're not. It's like sometimes, like Alex said to Piers, people are just passionate about different things. But he gathered him all the way together. And no, I do not think Piers Morgan left his morning show because of that. I felt like he left because he has a better opportunity and used just as a scapegoat to make people think he left. But child, that'd have been like 45 leaving because of all the stuff he did. And people said, nah, you just left because you got something better. And then he said, you'll see me in the future. We know, we don't want to see you, but okay. But I will say, we as a people, as y'all thought Meghan should be Google searching Harry and the royal family, y'all can Google search this too, child.
Facts.
You can Google search how to not be racist or say racial undertone things, right? You could Google and research this yourself without having to go, well, teach me. I don't have the time. I had to learn how to live in a white world. You should learn how to adapt or interact or what not to say to black people.
And if you really don't know, there's this great invention called YouTube. You can learn everywhere from there. Learn anything.
It's too much. Like, the man told him, listen, I understand that you and Meghan had a relationship, a personal relationship, or you personally knew her. And then Piers goes, oh, I didn't know her. I didn't have a relationship with her. Bruh, all these interviews you've done talking about how you went out with her, you made it seem like it was more than just a first date. Like the way he talked about it and joked about it. Oh yeah, I knew her, and then we went out, and then the cab I put her in took her to the party where she met Harry, and then she didn't talk to me no more.
So when it hits the fan, you got curved.
Basically, you got curved, and you mad because you thought you were the prize. That's what it was. That's what it was. You thought you was that dude, and she was just gonna be like, oh, okay, Piers. No, she was probably like, yeah, okay. Cause sometimes as women, let me tell you how sometimes we do, right? We'll be like, oh wow, yeah.
All flirty and stuff.
And then be like, all right, well that was, it was nice meeting you. And we knew, like, mind you, in the car with our friends, like, girl, let me. Okay.
You lucky if you get in the friend zone. If you're not ghosted after that.
Right, you was so curved you didn't even make it to friend zone, bruh.
Man.
Bruh. and I'm saying bruh because why not? You were mad, and then every day, like we've seen, or the people over there have seen, or if you follow, you know, I like to watch a little BBC. They're not on the BBC, but y'all know what I mean. And you was just doing too much. You over there hate talking about, oh, I know how she cuts off people and I just learned from that. People have a right to cut people off out of their lives. I don't have to explain why I don't want you in my life. Like if Phil cut me out of his life, he might have to explain a little bit, but we're adults. There's no like, oh, I need this long drawn out. We weren't married, we don't have children. And even in those situations, it's not explained sometimes, okay? Just saying. How many times you break up with somebody and they just don't be like, it was you, no, it was really me. You don't get no answer. So
No.
To have such vitriol, right? Visceral for her for one day, cause you thought you was like, yo, I'm about to bag her. That's what he thought. Like he thought I was gonna bag her and she was gonna be my girl, and she was like, no. And she just happened to go to a party for a cab. Did you pay for the cab or you just hailed it? You know, I'm from New York. So sometimes I think you can hail a cab in London too. So once again, you hailed the cab and she bounced, and I don't get over it. And Alex gathered you all the way. And he didn't even gather you that hard. He just said, look, he hit him a gut punch, because he was like, you seen him over there, he was like, look at that face with your mom.
He was waiting to go to commercial so he could pick his face up.
He's like, I can't do this. And then he walked out like, he gave me Dr. Evil vibes. You remember when he was stormed out? Come on, mini-me. Piers by, okay? And Alex, what he said, listen. Every day we listen to him. Like, it's okay. It is okay if you didn't like her because you just didn't like her. But to get on TV every day and make it your mission. He writes for the Daily Mail, which I think they're also suing. So once again, it is your mission to bring her down for what? I agree. I don't know Piers enough to know if he's racist, but I'm sure his tonality has racial undertones. But he's very misogynistic. Even when he was here in America on CNN, we ain't like him. That's why his behind is gone. We ain't like him. He was on there doing what? Too much.
Good.
Right?
Get him out of there.
Doing too much. And then his good friend, Sharon, girl bye.
It was a comment that she made to Cheryl Underwood that just really got me like, what are you over there crying for? You don't see me. I'm like, first of all, it ain't about you.
At all. How you make it about you, sis? That's where I was perplexed. Like, when did it become about you?
First of all, I didn't really know her until, watching the reality show, The Osbornes.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Like, that
was a high ass mess too, child. You see how she let her kids curse at her? Never could she ever. Also, I meant to say this in our other video, which I didn't. Child, let me tell you how you know Meghan what. The black part of her, I would not have been working for free, sis. Sorry. Like, our work system was down and they were like, oh, the time system was down. Everybody was like, so y'all gonna fix that? Because if not, y'all know we're not working. We're not getting paid. Slavery ended in Britain longer than it ended in America. I was not about to show up to no damn engagements for the free ski. Child, bye.
Just to show up to take pictures.
I'd be like, Harry, bring me back some Chick-fil-A on your way home. I'm not. Come on now. But you want me to show up and then go, oh, they weren't paid. Child, bye. But anyways, I digress. Back to what Steve Harvey was calling her?
Sharon
Osborne.
No, ass torn.
Oh, ass torn. Oh, dang. That's even worse.
Now, Steve, that's a comedian. He ain't gonna hold his tongue. Even on his radio show, he not gonna hold his tongue. But he had to do it in a way that's, appropriate.
Ain't no appropriate way to.
But he looking out for Cheryl. That's his sister.
What
Not blood sister, but you know how we do.
What I didn't like is that the next day on the show, because I'm a View girl, as I already told y'all. Listen, those my girls. Even Meghan with her old crazy saying stuff, child. How y'all not gonna address it the next day on the show as the outburst occurred on the show?
You know how they do, try to sweep it under the rug. Okay, nothing happened, okay?
Every day, Joy and Meghan, if not every other day, get into it. And then they come back and they say what they gotta say to piece it out. But she attacked her. It wasn't an attack about they were disagreeing on something, a viewpoint, or different sides of a topic. You were attacking me because your whiteness couldn't allow you to see where there may be something wrong with your friend's thought process because you know him. And so at that point, it became very personal. You personally attacked me, and like you said, oh, don't cry. Cheryl, let me tell you, this is what Cheryl, when she was like this she was saying on the inside, I noticed she got one more time to say something out her mind, and I'm going to go over there and pull that little dog to the side, and then I'm going to push her, and we about to scrap.
Trust and believe.
That's what her inside said. Her outside was like, but when she was composed, she was like, I know this. Over-operated heifer ain't telling me not to cry.
And I watched a lot of Cheryl Underwood stand up, so I know that thought process was there.
And then they'd be like, but she was like, you know, you're my friend, and I'm not saying you're, but what? You could never, as a black woman, I could never on TV give that same energy unless you were crazy Candace Owens. Ain't nobody can, but
no. My thing is, you can't tell somebody how to feel about racism if you've never experienced it.
you can't.
So to tell somebody, oh, what are you crying about? What are you getting upset about? You haven't experienced nothing like that.
At all.
I mean, you've experienced dealing with your crazy ass husband, but
You like it, you don't leave it.
hey, must be the money.
Yeah, and then her apology and like a lot of commentary I've seen was like she never specifically apologized to Cheryl or Elaine, the only black people of color co-stars you had. And then the other lady, I don't know her name because I told you I'm a View girl. She had to release a statement at the beginning talking about, well, we're a family and sometimes no, we not no family.
You know what I call that? Comedian Bill Burr said this. You know, he's a white comedian, but funny as hell. He calls it the podium apology.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
You know, whenever something racial happens and then, you know, you get dogged out online or whatever, then that podium comes out. Hi, I just want to let you guys know, I didn't mean what I said.
Yes, you did.
It was wrong and I'm seeking help for it. He going home to get a drink. That's all I'm saying.
I'm confused. Where do y'all see, now I'm sharing because I need help. Where do you go to seek help for racial indiscretions you make? I'm really confused. Like, where does one go when they go, oh, I'm perplexed. Again, clearly that should be the title of this video. I'm perplexed because I really am perplexed. As like you said, we're in the 21st century now. 21st century. Sorry, y'all. There's no excuse, right? If there's no excuse for certain behaviors, then why are we excused? I don't know. You do know. You don't want to accept it. You don't want to acknowledge that you benefit from this system. The same way men benefit from misogyny against women or have male privilege against, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. There's just some things as a man, like I'm a woman, even though I'm a black woman, there's just some things that even as a black man, you can do that I can't do just because you're a man, right? That's male privilege over,
right.
It has nothing to do with race. But sometimes, and she's right, you cannot like somebody because they're not of the same ethnicity. But that's not what it was, sis. he didn't like her because she curved him. And then he was doing slick stuff and saying slick things about her. And then having racial undertones to it, but you don't experience that, so you can't pick up. Well, what did he say? That's racist. He didn't call her the N-word, no.
But that's not the only thing that constitutes being racist.
That's what these folks think. That is what people think.
It's not.
That is what people think. It is very sad and unfortunate. And once again, we're passionate about it, so. I mean, obviously, right? Child. But in a word, who said this? Who said it? Was it Roland? I don't know, because I've been watching some Roland Martin too. Child, what they call Candace Owens, our favorite coon. Child.
Jeez.
First of all, sis, you're Black American. Why are you speaking about British protocol that you don't know? Talk about Megan Walton and messed up a traditional family. What is traditional about their family? They're not even regular people. So that's not even traditional. Like, make that make sense. How she mess up a family? I'm confused. That's like blaming the mistress or the side person for messing up your relationship. It was already messed up. I just pointed out the crack in it. Like, that's all she did. It was already fractured.
Pretty much.
And then the fact that I come in and then it's really showing like, oh wow. Because sometimes we are blinded by things, right? Let's not act like nobody's not ever been in love. And you have not been blinded by certain things. And either one, once you see it, right? Like the person just does something, you go, okay, now I'm seeing something, a side of you that I've never seen. You go, oh, okay. And I think that's what happened. It was like, I never saw this side. Now I'm in the fold. Now things are revealed to me that would not have been revealed to me otherwise. But to say she's over here faking and Harry's in an abusive relationship. Sis, didn't you just have a whole baby? How would you feel if somebody questioned you claiming to have postpartum? I hope you don't.
Please.
I hope you don't. Because now you've come out here and said very derogatory things about this woman. And other women, unbeknowingly, right? When you're talking about, oh, she's abusive and saying she's gonna throw, it happens. You've been pregnant now. Things happen. A lot goes through your mind. Many different scenarios. And then you're under such pressure and scrutiny. Even within cultures, right? Let's say you marry somebody. I know plenty of people who have married people in other cultures. Not even races, right? We're just talking about within the community, different culture. Especially like with like some of my African friends. The pressures from their own cultures, if they marry somebody from another culture, like, let's not act like these things don't exist, right? So once again, to say that Harry's in an abusive relationship, what? Is you done or is you finished? Like, cause we're tired of hearing you talk, sis, and we're not giving you no more life. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. But once again, when you have idiots like that out there, it just kind of denotes what other people are saying. Like, well, she's black and she's not saying this happening, so it must not be happening. She's confused. I said it. Her and Stacey Dash confused.
Wait, but Stacey Dash trying to come back though.
We don't want you.
She trying to come back into the community.
We don't want you to. What happened to your husband? You listen. I know. Okay. So let me tell you something, right? Stacey Dash is from the Bronx. If y'all didn't know. And I know her family. And I remember meeting him as a little girl because I love Clueless. I was obsessed, right? And I remember my aunt was friends with the mom. And when we met as kids, I met the little girl. I was like, man, you look like, she's like Stacey Dash. I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, that's my cousin. So we used to hang with them. They show us pictures, like she was over there. She's always kind of been like standoffish to the rest of the family. But yeah, so Stacey's kind of always been how she is.
That's interesting to know.
What they say, she black like this, not like this. Meaning she skin ain't all what? Not all skin folk is kinfolk.
Right.
That's some Stacey up. Even Dame Dash, her other cousin, he just be like. So now her talk about what she said, like.
You went in bashing Trump. I'm like, wait a minute. For the past 4 years, you were riding for Trump.
Right, girl. Like, listen, Cheryl Underwood is a conservative. Learn from Cheryl. Also says, don't be trying to get on the bandwagon.
Nah.
Don't be trying to get on the bandwagon, girl. We don't want you. In the remember the Dave Chappelle the
racial draft.
Girl, we been got rid of you.
Yeah.
No returns. We don't know who took you, but we drafted you. First chance we got.
Hey, you #1 draft pick this time around.
Yeah, it is just too much. It's just too much going on. It's so much going on. Stacey, we don't want you. Bye. You go over there and be with Candace Owens. Maybe she get you a job, sis. But I don't know if you might be too black even for her. So I don't know, child. I don't.
Yeah. And since she came out against her, her best friend Donald Trump, you won't get in good with her.
Listen, we kind of took Omarosa back, but she tried to do that same stuff too, and then she want to put out a book, girl. Y'all all in the same lane, but Omarosa closer to the black people than you are, Stacey. We not taking you back, sis. I said it. Other people said it too, so obviously. We don't want you.
Now, tell me this foolishness that happened in Georgetown. Because I caught bits and pieces of it.
So, I'm minding my best business. My friend sends me this text. And it was about this adjunct professor. So if you don't, adjunct professor means you're just kind of contracted. You're not on staff. You're kind of it's a nice word for a substitute. You're not a substitute, but you're not fully on staff, right? You're a contracted worker, basically.
Still get a paycheck, but not.
Right, I don't know why I said that. She's a contracted professor, meaning she's not on staff. She's not a university employee, but she's contracted. So a part of a Zoom call was released where she's talking about how, some of her lowest students are African American, but she didn't say it like that. She was like the blacks, it was just too much. It's all over, y'all can find it. And I was reading a lot of the comments and somebody said, well, how did this video come about? And the person who posted it said this has been on the website because it was like a recorded, I don't know if it was a lesson they were doing, but it was on the website, on the school. So whoever can access this course information, they had access to this Zoom. It was a recorded. If y'all didn't know, you could record the calls and rewatch it later. We do it at work all the time. If we're doing a training, they'll record the call, and that's that. So that's what happened. So it's not like, somebody was recording something private. It was private for the people who paid for it, which is even worse, but it was on you could access it on the school website. And the other professor was just sitting there like, he wasn't really saying anything against her, maybe you shouldn't be saying these things, what do you mean? He wasn't challenging it. She was like, and I see their writing and it's just and I can't grade. It was just so, once again, as we've been talking, these under-racial tones. Why do you feel all the students in your class are black, are at the bottom of the class? And if they are, and if you constantly notice this, do you not go, well, there's a pattern here? No.
But those two represent both sides of the racial story. If you think about it, how she was spouting that her black students were performing performing lower, and instead of this other professor saying you shouldn't say that, it's not right, just passing the buck, ignoring the problem.
Right. Also,
Welcome
white
to
people
America.
Need to check other white people. We as black people, sometimes it's hard, as we showed with Cheryl and Sharon, to let you know that's racist or that has racial undertones to it. He should have said, listen, what are you doing? Why are you saying this? Because now look, she lost her job. and he's on academic suspension or whatever it is. He's on a timeout from they suspended him for a little bit upon review.
And he also has to go through diversity training.
Y'all don't even know diversity training. Y'all already know Georgetown got a lot of issues going on over there. Remember, they were selling the slaves to fund the school. It's a lot happening in Georgetown. But also in the Twitter thread, somebody made a valid point. So let me put it this way. I'll say what their point was. As we said, why is it that you notice this? And also, a lot of black students have to work through school. A lot of us don't come from families, not to say there aren't black people who they can support their kids, but a lot of our families can't support us through not only college, let alone graduate school. And I have many friends who have gone on to graduate school. Some of my best friends are doctors, attorneys, and my friend who sent this to me, she's an attorney. And probably why she sent it to me. Hey girl. And I remember her in law school and having these conversations with her. And it's very hard trying to get through these schools. And she was at the top of her class. She was at the top of her class at a top tier law school. I'm not putting her business out there, so I'm not gonna say which school she went to. But she went to a top tier school. And these issues happened. She was on she was on the journal, she was writing law review, all of that.
Wow.
Yeah. That's my best friend. And we've had these conversations, and I remember watching another YouTuber. She has a PhD in physical therapy, and she said, I believe she said she might have struggled at the beginning, not because she wasn't academically astute. It's just, I'm tired. I have to work. I have to support myself. I can't just be coming to school. And you're in graduate school. You're at Georgetown. What is that? $150,000 a year law school to go to, probably. There's no way. There's no way I'm just gonna sit around here and gonna go into bankruptcy trying to go to law school. So once again, and then they made other points. So how many grades was she giving out based on this bias, right? Like, we need to stop this. We need to stop acting like we don't have these, once again, these unconscious things or thoughts that are impacting our choices. We have implicit biases that we don't even know about. Because they're so ingrained, we don't know they're there until somebody points it out and go, that was like, that was a little sideways.
Yeah, just come out the gate with it and just talking about it. But once again, like we said before, they think only the N-word is the racial term that we're not supposed to use. That's a no-no. So they skirt around it and they use other terms, which they should not be doing, period.
Right. Or, once again, I was watching Martin, the gentleman made a good point. A lot of these students are first generation or even second generation. Some of these terms we're not even talking about, and the fact that I have to get all the way to law school to learn about a concept is mind-boggling. Why haven't we spoken about this before? But we're so woke and everybody should just Google everything, right? Because it's like, you should have researched. Once again, you should have researched that too. But it's okay for you to judge me based on my background and my vernacular, because you don't take the time to understand that. But we as black people have to, once again, code switch, because it's a lot. And non-white people know that, right? We know we have to do these things. In many other cultures, whether you're Latino, Asian, a lot of other people know, okay, well, I can't be to my culture. But so everybody's catering to this world, yet the people who this doesn't affect don't seem to think, well, maybe I should. Therein lies the problem.
And it's sad. It really, really is sad. I mean, I get tired of putting on my best "Hi there, how are you" voice.
This is my voice all the time, so you call in. Just the same voice. Now the tone might be a little different, but it's the same voice. But it's we're tired. That's all. We're tired of talking about it, but we have to talk about it because
that's what we do.
True, and y'all would feel like, well, why they not talking about it? Because we got to talk about it. But we're tired of talking about it. But if we got to, we will.
We definitely will.
You know, because that's what we do. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We will talk about it. So, with all that said, we want to know your thoughts.
That's right. Comment down below. What do you think about all this? I don't even know what to call it. All of this.
All this.
All this.
Let us know your thoughts. Have you experienced any of these under racial tonalities? No matter, even if you're not black, because black people aren't the only people who experience this, but we're just black, so we just talk about the black experience.
Mm-hmm.
Or are you a person, are you a white person who has seen other white people do these things? Have you said anything to them? Just let us know all your thoughts. Y'all know we read the comments. We have fun down there.
That's what I meant to add. Are you ignoring the problem, or are you an ally and you speaking up about it?
You gotta do like Oprah. Are you the problem?
I'm more of a Stedman. You ain't gonna
Or
see
were
me.
you not the problem?
I'm more Stedman. I'm in the background. Buy my book.
Y'all gonna leave Stedman alone, okay? He living his best life.
That's right.
But yes, as always, you know, comment. We said that. Subscribe. We know y'all gonna do that. Thumbs it up. What else?
And share it.
Share it. Share it. And follow us on Instagram, because I say all kind of crazy stuff over there.
You never know what you're going to get.
Listen, you know, I might come on there anyways. But we will see y'all in the next video.